So, in this video, I would like to talk about a very common, uncomfortable phase of a spiritual awakening. So, you have gone through an awakening, and then you started realizing a couple of maybe sometimes weeks, but normally it can be months. Your circles have become smaller. Your circles have completely gotten smaller. You do not understand what just happened. You do not understand where everybody went. You don't really know what is going on. Now, what is really going on is that you have reached that phase of the loneliness phase. After the big awakening, the switch, which I've actually done a whole video on it, you reach another phase, which is the dark night of the soul, and then you are going to reach that phase of the loneliness. Now, the loneliness will hit very hard. You will not see this coming. In most cases, you will not be prepared for it. You will come to that point where you will feel like you don't want to date. You just don't want to date anyone. It's like back in the days, you had friends would come around. You used to have these weekend barbecues. You used to be in the clubs, the parties, and stuff like that. Now you've reached that phase, and you're looking around. You just don't understand what is going on. Nobody's knocking at your door like the way they used to. Nobody's visiting around. Nobody's showing up. Nobody's calling you. You will have your friends and contacts you had way back in time, people that followed you online, or sometimes contact numbers of people in your phone. But it is going to feel like you will just be there scrolling through your phone, and you're thinking that, who can I call? And believe me, you are not going to be able to make those same calls to those same people that you used to make back in the days. Everything will shift. Now, this whole thing starts with going through some major and massive transformations. Your life has shifted energetically. You are now moving, you're now in the process of healing, purging energy, working on your traumas, doing shadow work and seeing what it is you can do for you to get to where exactly you want to be. You're also on the search for purpose. Now, while all these things have been happening, from the switch and dark night of the soul and all these things that have been happening post-awakening, you have to know that you are no longer that same person that you used to be. You may still wear the same clothes. People will still know your name. They will know your home address. They will know your wife and husbands. They will know your kids. But they will no longer resonate with you energetically. You are operating on a different timeline. And that is a timeline where only a specific group of people can experience. It is a timeline only a specific group of people can experience. And those are the people that have gone through that thing they call the spiritual awakening. So you guys are no longer vibrating at the same frequency. So the places that you used to visit and the things that you used to do, you have come to the awareness that you was living in your lowest self. It could have been because of boredom. Maybe you was desperate. You was out there to get relationships. You was feeling lonely, so you was going on dates with some certain type of women. Now you have moved onto this timeline where all those things have stopped to make sense. In most cases, you might even meet people, those same people that you used to vibe with way back in time, and you're going to realize that you guys no longer have anything in common. So it's like you guys are talking about different things. You're into this journey of self-discovery. You have discovered a lot of truths. Sometimes you have even discovered that there is some people you have been involved with, they wasn't supposed to be a part of your circle. It is just because that way back in time you was too blind to see this. You couldn't recognize what was happening. But now you have this awareness. They don't, but you do. That these people, they wasn't for you. In most cases, even if they show up, or if, let's say, for example, you will force yourself to reconnect with those people, one of the things you're going to realize is that you guys are going to be talking different languages. You're going to be speaking different languages. You will not be speaking the same things. You might even sometimes realize that you want to go right, they want to go left. You want to move forward, they want to move backwards. So it's like you are now having two energies which are trying to drag each other into the opposite direction. Now you have these people that used to be a part of you back in the days. They want to drag you back and go back to your old self because they miss that. They miss the person that you was way back in time. They miss your conversations. They miss your food. Some of them even miss your sex. They miss your time, energy. Now they are trying to drag you back to see if they can actually keep on feeding off of that energy and enjoy you when you're in your lowest self. But you have got this consciousness which is pushing you towards a completely unfamiliar, strange direction. Not that it's comfortable, it is really, really uncomfortable. So sometimes you have people who are coming around, they think you're arrogant. They think, what is wrong with this person? They used to be with us back in the days. They used to vibe with us. We used to talk. We used to hang out and stuff like that. There's girls you used to date, even men you used to date. And now they're thinking that something has happened with you. So now they don't know what has gone on. They don't know what has happened to you energetically. And they're thinking there's something wrong with you. Some of them may think, really believe there's something happening to you. They may sometimes, talk with you and they're like, oh, we don't know what is happening and stuff like that. Of course, you are going to go through some really, really serious, heavy stuff. Sometimes this spiritual journey may even push you into some kind of depression because this loneliness can also be a very depressing moment because you are going through something that you cannot explain to anybody. Even if you try to explain to anyone, nobody's really going to understand what is happening to you. So it is just between you and God. This whole relationship is now that relationship you are building and developing between you and the Most High so that you can really figure out who you are. You want to go a certain direction. You want to change a lot of things. You're realizing and recognizing your traumas. You're recognizing that you do really need healing. But for you to be able to embark on this journey, it is feeling like you cannot take some people with you. So is why you hear a lot of times in this spiritual community, the people that are going through these massive spiritual awakenings, this is why you hear these people like talking about that phase, they are lonely, they are out there thinking about stuff, they are going through depression, they are alone in their own homes, some of them are even jobless, they have just left their job. And many people are going through that phase and they're really getting it confused. Now, most of the times what you don't really see is that you have left an old version of you. You are leaving an old version of you behind. But at the same time, you have not yet fully stepped into the new version of you because the new version of you exists somewhere out there. That is the highest version of you. So you are in the middle. And you may sometimes want to go back to your old patterns and revisit the old version of you. But you are going to notice that you no longer fit there. It's like that part of you is gone and you no longer recognize your old self. But at the same time, you haven't yet found the new version of you. You haven't yet fully stepped into the new version of you. So it's like a period where you're lost. What even makes it very difficult is that you're trying to see if you can explain this experience to some people. It is very difficult because the more you try to explain to some people, is the more confused you're going to look. Many of them are going to think you're confused. People are going to start thinking that you're crazy. People are going to believe even you're crazy. You might even see your own family members. They are sending you into therapy. They are asking you to go and get help because they really believe something is wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. As a person who has been in that journey, my loneliness, I think, started back. I think it was a couple of months, maybe 6, 7, 8 months post-awakening. That's when I started to experience very long periods of loneliness. I could no longer fit into my old self. I could no longer fit in with old friends, family members, because this is a moment whereby you are leaving everything behind and you are moving towards your highest self. So you're moving with guidance. You're being guided towards somewhere different. You don't know what it is yet, but you know that there is something out there. You're really believing that there is more to life. There is a better life that is awaiting you. pretty much the opposite of the life that you've always been living. You know that there's another life, there's another version of you that exists out there, a version of you that lives in love, abundance, happiness, and stuff like that. And now you're also aware that you wasn't really happy. You thought that you was happy way back in time, but you wasn't really happy. So that phase, it is a phase that only a few people will understand. Now, during that time, as a person who is going through a spiritual awakening, you will normally run into some people that are like you. Because you see, like I've said, when you keep on elevating, you're always going to meet some people along that journey. Those will be the people are in a probably similar vibration like you. Sometimes you explain it to them things, they can understand what you're saying. They don't fight around with you. They will never call you crazy, because there may be people who are also experiencing the same thing that you've just experienced. So they're going through the same situation, and they will not call you crazy. They will resonate with you. They will understand where you're coming from, and they will not even judge you. But all the people that you know, ladies and gentlemen, you may sometimes find yourself removing people from your social media pages, all the old school from way back in time, college friends, old workmates and stuff like that. You're going to find yourself cleaning your space. You're just cleaning all that garbage from your previous life. You're just cleaning out your closet because you want to prepare yourself to receive that new version of you. And it is not something everybody else understands. So it is why you are having a very small circle. You're out there on your own. You cannot tell this to anybody. You cannot explain this to anybody. You are looking like crazy. People don't understand you. There's a family out there for you. There's people who actually get you. So the only thing you can do is you don't have to over-explain, especially when you run into people that do not understand you. No longer, they used to do, but they no longer understand you. So you no longer have to explain to them what is happening, because you're going to actually look more confused. If you meet a person who speaks your language, they know what is happening. It is easy for them to explain to them, and they will not judge you. They will actually even make a conversation with you. Even some of them will help you. Then those are the people for you. That is your soul tribe. Okay? So this video is a confirmation to you guys that there's nothing wrong with you. Okay? You're not crazy. Your tribe will meet you. Allow this phase to happen, and allow everything to happen in divine timing. You will surely get to where you want to be. But the phase has got to pass. It is one of the phases and parts of spiritual awakening. Okay? So for the guys of you who have witnessed or who have experienced this, drop us a comment in the section below. Let us know what has been your experience. You guys know I do love and appreciate support. Please book a session if you want to. You will always donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. Desomos signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.